Hey class, this video is on dilating coordinates. We talked about dilating in the last notes, but now we're getting into the actual algebra and mechanics of how do you dilate. What you have to do when you dilate is you have to multiply any ordered pair x and y by what our scale factor is. Our scale factor is noted as k, so that when you actually multiply, instead of x comma y, you're going to have k times x comma k times y. So you actually multiply your scale factor to every single part, whether that be multiplying an integer or multiplying a fraction, which is actually dividing. So let's get to a simple example, which is this right here, which is it's saying our coordinate is 12 comma negative 9, and our ratio is 3 to 1. That's our ratio. So what is the scale factor there? The scale factor in this, if we're going from 3 to 1, is a reduction. We're getting smaller. You have to divide that by 3. So representing dividing by 3, our scale factor is just 1/3. So essentially I'm going to rewrite this. Just divide every single part by 3. So what is 12 divided by 3? That's 4. What is negative 9 divided by 3? That is negative 3. Right? Just divide everything by 3. Our first example. First, I gotta apologize. The grid didn't print out well, so it's gonna be kind of hard to graph, but just do the best that you can. We're saying our scale factor for this example is positive 3. So what I'm gonna do is we have a triangle here, A, B, and C. I already wrote the ordered pairs there. For A is 0, 0. B is 2, 0. That's 2 to the right. And C is 0, negative 3. So how we actually determine our image is we're going to multiply. I'm going to put a 3 in between the letters and our ordered pairs. We're going to multiply every single part by 3. So I'll write this. I'll draw this in red. So it's kind of like I'm going to distribute. So 3 times 0 is 0, and 3 times 0 is again 0. So our image from A, where A prime goes, is also still on 0, 0. So I'm going to put a coordinate right there. It's the same point. I'm putting A prime. Right? Since our origin is our center of dilation, right, it's not going to move at all. If I multiply 0 by 3, it's still 0. It doesn't move. Let's multiply B by 3. So 2 times 3 is 6. And 0 times 3 is still 0. So where does B go? Where's B prime at? It's at the coordinate 6, 0. So from here, 6, 0 is just right over here. I'm going to label that as B prime. And C, where is C prime? So multiply everything by 3. This will be 0, and 3 times negative 3 is negative 9. So C prime is now at negative 0, negative 9. So that is just 0 down. Or sorry, 9 down. All right, let's connect all the points to our image. So right here, here, and here. All right, you can see how what happens is when you dilate something, your points of dilation, your pre-image and your image, they're all in the same line, right? So dilation, C and C prime, same line, right? Same vertical line here. B prime, and center of dilation is also on the same line. And then center of dilation, A and A prime, is just one point. But they should all be what's called collinear. Now that's one way of doing it. Another way I like for you guys to understand is I'm going to mention the word path, P-A-T-H, a lot. I'm going to say paths. So whatever your path is, in this case, you would triple it. So from A to our points of dilation, the distance is 0. So 0 times 3 is just 0. So that's why it's still there. But the path of B is actually 2 to the right of our points of dilation. If I just multiply that path by 3, right, that becomes 6. Right, that's why I went 6 to the right. The path from our origin to C was 3 down. That's why when I multiplied that by 3, it went 9 down. Yeah, I should probably put negatives. So that's another way of doing this. Okay, and we're going to practice that on our example on the back side. Okay, let's go to this example. We have dilate with with a ratio of 2 to 1. That means our scale factor, it's getting smaller. We're going to be dividing. It is dividing by a half, right? Multiplying everything by a half. Dividing by 2, multiplying by a half. So let's go ahead and put a half in front of every single thing here. This shouldn't be too bad. So let's look at the first. We have A, B, C, and D. I already wrote out the ordered pairs for them right over here. So ignoring this, we'll get to this later. Multiplying 4, 10 by a half. So what is a half of 4? It's 2. What's a half of 10? It's 5. So that's where A prime is at. So I'm going to find that ordered pair, 2, 5. So that's 2 to the right, 5 up. All right, that is A prime. Hopefully. All right, next one, B, 8, 10. So half of 8 is 4, half of 10 is 5. So that's 4, 5. So that's 4 to the right, 5 up. Looks like it's right here. I'm going to put B prime. C, half of 8 is 4, half of 6 is 3. So 4, 3 is where C is at. So 4 to the right, 3 up. I think right there, C prime. Half of 4 is 2, half of 6 is 3. So there is 2, 3, so that's 2 to the right, 3 up. Right here, that's D prime. All right, let's connect all the points. And if anything, it should look like it's the same object. So it's pretty much, I think, a square. It's just a different size, right? It's half, it has half of the dimension. So length, width, yeah. So let's talk about path and what does that mean here. So our points of dilation, I'm just going to circle right here. So you don't have to draw this. It's just something I want to talk about so we're going to practice in class. Is let's look at the path from here to A. So the path of here is, I could go in any direction. I could go up, I could go right, as long as I get from this point to A. So let's say if I were to go up 10 and then 4 to the right. So that path is 10 up and 4 to the right. If I divide that by 2, so it's no longer 10 up, right? It's now 5 up. And instead of 4 to the right, it's now 2 to the right. So from our center of dilation, from the origin, if I go 5 up and 2 to the right, so let's go 5 up, 2 to the right. Notice how that's A prime right there. Okay, right? That's how you can get to it. You don't have to multiply. And I'll end with, let's do B. So B is, I'll go to the right first. Looks like we're going 8 to the right and 10 up. So let's go 8 to the right and 10 up. If I just divide both paths by 2, so instead of going 8 to the right, I'll make it smaller. We'll go 4 to the right. Instead of going 10 up, we'll go 5 up. So if I go 4 to the right and 5 up, that is where B prime is at. So 4 to the right, 5 up. Yes, that is where B prime is at. One thing I do not want you to draw, I'm just going to draw it right here just to show it. Remember, the center of dilation, pre-image, and image are all collinear. So I'm going to draw points or lines from here. So this A prime and A, I'm just going to connect all of those. Notice how that's all on the same line. This B prime and B, I'm going to connect that. Notice how that is on the same line. This point C prime to C, that's on the same line. And let's do D here. Right, D prime's right there. D's right here. That's also on the same line. If you can try to imagine, it's kind of like there's a projector, there's a light, there's this image, and it's casting this shadow. Okay. If you could think of like two walls, the image is coming before the pre-image. All right, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you guys got questions. Bye.